Hello, and special appearance from the puppy. Look at the camera. Not everybody is taught about etiquette when they are growing up. And so I figured that I would do a video for you guys today about etiquette that I was taught as a child, that was instilled in me and that I still use to this day. And hopefully you guys learned something new that you did not know before. And that is my puppy playing in the background. The first thing that I would have to mention is actually something that my dad taught us. And when I say us, I mean me and my sisters. We were not to say, hey, when we were greeting somebody. You would say hi or hello because hey is for horses. That was his favorite saying growing up. Not hey, hey is for horses. Don't say hey, hey is for horses. So no hey, hi or hello. Another thing that we were taught about was table settings, particularly for events like when family was coming over for dinner, Thanksgiving or Christmas, we were to set the table properly. So we would always use a charger, and then you would have your dinner plate, maybe a salad plate, have your forks, your like dessert fork, your spoons on the top, your glass, napkins were folded a particular way. These are things that we had to do before every single party. For regular dinners that we had just like with our own family, it was a little bit laid back. We still had to put forks and knives where they belonged and facing the correct way and everything. Napkins still had to be folded, things of that nature. So a little bit laid back, but particularly for dinners, we had to make sure that it was done properly. We would even go before the dinner. My mom had her special like cutlery that was for those dinners, or her special china. We had to go kind of polish everything up, make sure everything was clean before putting it on the table. It's something that maybe was a little bit annoying to do as a child, but that I, especially in like recent months, have like really appreciated. And I've mentioned that to my mom recently, that I am really happy that we were taught that, because now you just kind of do it by default. And it's something that you kind of hope people notice when they come, that they see these things. But even if they don't, it makes you feel good and makes you feel better that you know how to do it. Another thing that we were not to do was refer to somebody by he or she, particularly if that person is in the group with you. So for instance, let's say that me and my two sisters, Marianka and Sophie, are having a conversation. And I turn to Sophie and I say, by the way, she told me something crazy earlier today. She being Marianka. No, not allowed. You had to say, by the way, Marianka told me something crazy earlier today. It was just kind of a sign of respect. Again, kind of one of those things that if the person's not there and you said he or she, it wasn't as big of a deal, but it was still kind of proper practice to refer to them by their name, especially when they were in your presence. Another important thing was posture. Posture when you're sitting, posture when you're standing, to make sure your shoulders are back, your back is straight. When you're walking, that you're not kind of bent over. You had to walk confidently but elegantly and with the correct posture. So something that maybe I kind of became a stickler for this. I can't say that this is something that was like necessarily instilled in me as a kid. Maybe this is something that just I kind of started doing on my own, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was something that my parents had taught me. Not to say bathroom, but rather restroom. I just think bathroom sounds a little bit gross. I'm going to the restroom sounds a little bit more kind of poised and elegant, and it just sounds a little bit better. We were also taught in an all-girls household how to walk in heels. Not everybody is taught how to walk in heels. Sometimes you see some people walking down the street in heels and they've got like a waddle going on. No, we wore heels all the time in my house. We wore them at least once a week because we go to church. So we would wear heels to church. We were taught how to walk in heels. A very elegant but feminine walk, one foot in front of the other, how to step on the heel first before going to your toe. You didn't want to be walking on your tiptoes. You didn't want to be walking on your heels too much. It's this like balancing act, but it is something that we were taught. And so all of us now know how to walk properly in heels. Another more like dinner table etiquette was no elbows on the table. That was not allowed. You could have your like forearms here maybe resting on the table, but no elbows. You were not cutting your food like this or having one elbow up while the other one was down. None of that. If you needed to have your arms on the table, at most it was like here, and that was it. How we spoke to people was also something that I can't necessarily say that it was like something that was drilled into us, but I think it's something that we kind of caught and learned on our own from watching how, for instance, our mom interacted with people. As girls, we kind of watched how our mom interacted rather than our dad, though we definitely picked some things up from our dad. Kind of have learned to make eye contact with people when we are talking to them. Again, kind of our posture is important, but keeping our chin maybe raised just slightly. Of course, to kind of have a soft smile whenever you are speaking to somebody. You don't want to look really sad or really mad. This is something that like Ukrainians and the Slavic community are kind of renowned for. We have these like angry faces when we're walking around, and it's like a total like Slavic resting face. Somebody will look so mean, and then you'll talk to them and you're like, oh wait, they're like actually really nice. They're not grumpy. They're just like maybe a little hungry or something. So always having kind of a soft smile, looking happy and cheery, and being polite with somebody while you're talking with them. You are not to leave the house without looking put together, because you never know who you're gonna meet and who you might see. You might see somebody that you know, and the last thing that you want is to not look put together when you otherwise always look put together. It's almost like you're giving away this like facade, and the whole thing is that this isn't supposed to be just a facade. You're not supposed to just look like you live that life. You want to actually live that life. Nowadays, it's a little bit harder for me because sometimes I don't have makeup on and I'm leaving the house and I don't want to put it on. It's like a no makeup day. I don't want to have to deal with putting on, makeup for 15 minutes, washing it off after, when I just have to go pick up a couple groceries. You always have that fear though, in the back of my mind, like you're gonna meet somebody, you're gonna see somebody that you know today, you just watch, and it has happened a couple of times. So I kind of heard this rule from somebody, I think maybe on TikTok, where you always have at least one or two things about yourself put together. If you don't have makeup on, make sure your hair is done. If your hair is not done, make sure you're wearing a cute outfit. If you're not wearing a cute outfit, make sure your makeup is done. No eating on the couch was another big one. Granted, something like popcorn while watching a movie would be okay, but to like take your food and have dinner on the couch, that was a no-no, and to this day, I have no desire to do that. I don't know if people actually do that. Maybe some people do, but it's not something that was allowed for us to do, and I have no desire to do that now. I just think it complicates things so much. Kind of tying in with how we're always looking put together is how you dress. Dressing classy. When we were growing up, we were first off dressed in age-appropriate outfits. I feel like nowadays, a lot of 12 and 13-year-old girls, they kind of dress like they're 17, 18 years old. And granted, I don't have 12 or 13-year-olds watching my channel. I have a different demographic. The point is that how I dressed as a kid has reflected into how I dress as an adult now, and my sisters too, for that matter. None of us wear mini skirts or like shorty shorts or tight like bodycon dresses. I would say that we dress maybe a little bit more modestly. I wouldn't say we're like super duper modest by any means. Like it's not like we have to wear dresses or skirts that are below our knee. Like we wear things above the knee, it's fine. Another table etiquette tip: no phones at the table. This has only recently started becoming a thing, obviously. When we were growing up, it was like kind of just starting to become a problem where we had to be told you don't have your phones at the table. Nowadays, a lot of people watch stuff while they're eating. I am somebody who does that, but it's kind of hard when you're eating like all alone to not want to like keep yourself occupied. But if you are with people, if you are at a dinner, don't have your phone out. It's so easy to just like mindlessly scroll now while you're out with a bunch of people, and it just doesn't look good. It's not respectful to the people that you're with. The best thing is to just put your phone in your bag or put it somewhere else and just like forget about it for an hour and a half, 2 hours, just let it be. I would also say something that I personally have kind of applied. I can't say that this is something I was taught growing up. It's just something that I've kind of adapted. I always have perfume on when I'm leaving the house, or at least some sort of a body mist. Those are just like non-negotiables for me. That's just something that's like always done. Another tip for more of my like Ukrainian audience or Slavic people, so kind of similar to what I think you would have in Spanish, we have a proper way to address elders a little bit more formally. So for instance, you in Ukrainian is is te, but you would not say to somebody who is significantly older than you te. You would refer to them as ve, kind of with like a V sound instead of a T sound. We were taught growing up, if you're talking to somebody older than you, you refer to them as ve, not as te. I think that recently in Ukraine, that has kind of changed a little bit. Like for instance, if I would meet somebody that I didn't know, I would refer to them as ve. I don't think that's the standard anymore. I think you now refer to people as te. You would only refer to somebody as ve if they are way older than you, like they could be your grandparents, then you would refer to them as ve. We are, I have to check, I think maybe 11 subscribers away from 100, which is pretty exciting. 10, we're 10 subscribers away, guys. Oh, I know we can do it. I know we can hit 100 subscribers before the end of the year. I need 10 more. So that is my road to 100, 10 more subscribers. I do appreciate you guys. It's really exciting to know that I have like people genuinely watching me. And if you guys enjoy this sort of content, please consider subscribing. Comment down below if I missed an etiquette tip or if there is some etiquette tip that you have that maybe I should include in a future video. That is going to be goodbye from Barto and I for now. Ow. Can you say bye? Say bye. Bye. Bye, guys. I love you. Thank you for watching. See ya.